Bible tells us to be wise as serpents and harmless as doves. God does not appreciate weak Christians who can't get anything done, who are afraid of everything. He went to the debtors of the man. These weren't his debt. He didn't owe him. They owed his master. He said, how much do you owe the master? He said, I owe him 900. I said, well, I'll just make that 450. Now, of course, now the man whose debt he cut from 900 to 450, he's going to appreciate him. So when he finds himself out here on these streets, he knows he can go to man. I remember when I cut you some slack. We call it grace. Y'all love to use the word grace. Remember when I gave you some grace? The other man, he said, look, I owe him this much. He said, look, cut that by a fourth. He said, because I need to prepare for my retirement. I need to make sure that when this thing is all filtered out, that somebody's going to look after me as well. And it was crazy because I still am trying to understand the 9th verse in the text. He says, look, use this worldly stuff to make sure you gain those things that are eternal. Ladies and gentlemen, the only thing you and I have to work with on this life is stuff that is material. Yeah, I know we've got this thing called faith, the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. But what God blesses us with is material things. This thing that I'm touching now is material. God wants to know, how are you going to use the material blessings and help use them to gain you some eternal wealth? Yeah, we can talk a spiritual game all we want. We can say, I don't want no money. All right, keep trying to live like that. See how far that gets you on this planet. You know, my mind is just on heaven. Everything I got is spiritual. They don't take spiritual money at Kroger. They don't. It don't cash at Kroger. When you put on that thing and they say, is it card, cash, credit? It don't say faith. It doesn't. Faith won't pay the bills. Faith won't pay the bills. I lift this today because one of the things I love about Pastor Nick and Sister Roz, there are preachers that I call. I actually called one today while I was sitting in Pastor's office to get some help with this text. There are preachers that I call for certain things. When it comes to business and it comes to opportunities, I call your pastor. Because he is a shrewd, the text where the word is shrewd, he is a shrewd businessman. I call your pastor. Ever since I've known him, he's run businesses. He's been out here ever since from the shoe store to the store out in Winton Terrace. He's got other stuff y'all don't even know about. Ever since I've known him, he's been a shrewd businessman. You know why Roz looks so pretty? Because he's out here hustling.